welcome to day 20 of Vlogmas. I have just finished filming the podcast and it went pretty well. I think it was really long though. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's only 4. I started filming earlier. But yeah, I had a lot of questions, so that was fun. And I just talked a whole bunch. And Tweet decided to speak a few times as well. But this morning he got up on Brian's shoulder and is scared of everything. Like, we have a whole bunch of let me see if I can show you. We have a whole bunch. Oh, there's Bowser. So we have a whole bunch of like bird toys and stuff up there, and he was scared of them all, so he wouldn't get on any of them. So he's very scared of everything, which, I mean, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But yeah, he's getting on our hands. He got on my hand and sat and like it was eating stuff out of it and everything, so that's really cool. And yeah, he's moving along, which is nice. It's been almost 2 weeks since we got him, so I think he's finally feeling comfortable, which is nice. I have a lot of editing to do, and then I have to figure out what we're going to do for dinner. All the things. I slept really good last night, though. Mom did make it home safely. I haven't spoken to her yet because every time I call, it goes straight to voicemail. So I don't know what's up with that. Apparently she got enough of me. But let's open a couple of advents, why don't we? Let's do blush yarns. What? Good heavens. That's enough. Yeah. You're very loud. Tweet. You're very loud. Do this. I think it's going to be blue. Ah. Oh, that's really pretty. I really like this one. It's got that purple running through it. Oh, I don't know what I want to make with it. I was thinking a bubble cardigan, but now I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Any suggestions? Let's open one more. Let's see. Who am I going to reach? I'm just going to get this one. This one's Amber's. Spock. Ooh, I love that. Oh, look at those greens in there. It's really in that pink. Oh, I like that one a lot. That one's really pretty. That's like my green right there. That bright lime green. I've always loved that. So, cool. I love those. I need to put up my 3 from the last few days. But yeah, that's basically the plans. I'm gonna clean up all this jazz from filming the podcast, put my hair up in a bun, and start editing, I think. Oh, I thought he was gonna fall. This bird is crazy. I'm definitely glad that he's getting comfortable, though. It is kind of overcast today, but it is 47 degrees. Why? It's December 20th. What the heck? Come on, Utah. Where does it snow? There's a possibility that it snows Saturday night, which I think, is that Christmas Eve? I don't know. Maybe? Today, 21st. Let me see. No, that's the 23rd, I think. I don't know. Anyways, it's one of those days. The 23rd. It's the 23rd. So maybe we'll have a white Christmas or Christmas Eve. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to go clean this stuff up and chat with you in a bit. Don't laugh at me.
I'll laugh at you.
Are you excited to watch Percy Jackson?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
She already watched it last night. You're showing your shirt. Camp Half-Blood.
Yeah.
I guess now we are going to... Yeah. We'll see if she can keep her mouth closed.
I'll try.
Welcome to the end of the vlog because I haven't done that much, really. I mostly spent my afternoon filming the podcast, then editing the podcast. Then I took a break and we went to Park City and we got some Arby's for dinner, which was really good. We were all starving. And then came back home, watched the podcast through, made a few tweaks, and then started uploading it. Then we watched Percy Jackson episode 1 and 2, which was really good. Felicity was excited to watch it again. It's her favorite book series of all time. So she really, she really enjoyed it. She watched it last night also, but then watched it again with us. So that was our evening. And then we watched the Survivor finale, which was good. And we just finished that a little bit ago. I just did my nightly tidy. I love waking up to it being clean and not having a sink full of dishes because we don't have a dishwasher. So I'm the dishwasher. Hi, that's me. I have always kind of been someone who tidies up at night, but a few years ago when Natalie of Knitty Natty lived, I think it was when she was in her Texas house mostly, she would do like her nightly tidy and like put it on Instagram and everything, and that really made me kind of think about doing it instead of just being a habit. So now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do these so that I don't have to worry about it in the morning, and I've just kind of made it a habit to do it. Doesn't happen every night, but it does happen a lot of nights. So I'd have that done, but somehow it always becomes, it's like little gremlins come in and mess it up in the middle of the night. There's always something to do in the morning. I think those little gremlins are called children and husbands. I think so. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it looks like the furnace has officially died. It isn't working right now. It's not on. Luckily, it's not. I have it on my phone. I don't know what the temperature is right now, but it's not too terribly cold. And it's not cold in here. We have the heater in the front in our room, or the AC is a heater and an AC, and it works really well. So that's keeping it pretty warm, and we have 3 heaters that we also have running, so it should be fine tonight. But next week the highs are in the upper 20s, so that's going to be cold. Still no snow on the forecast, but it's going to be cold. Brian was looking at it and he thinks it's either our battery has died because it's a 12 volt, so it runs off of that, which I don't understand how that works, or it's the motor. So he's going to get something to test if the battery's working or not. I don't know. We have to go into town tomorrow, so we're going to stop at like Home Depot or something and pick that up and hopefully figure it out. But at the moment we're saving on propane. That's good. Just might be a little chilly at 3 a.m. I don't know. The Swedish fish debate is so funny because it's like half and half of people who love it and people who hate it. It's either you love it or you hate it, it seems. It's not an in-between. Brian hates it. I love it. I don't think our kids have tried any of them, but they probably wouldn't like it. So I think that's hilarious. And then I had someone comment, I think it was Marie Carroll, maybe? Let me see if it's on here. Yeah, Marie Carroll. She was saying that she doesn't like Swedish fish, but her son and his family, her grandkids, live in Sweden, and that it's a really, really big deal in Sweden, that it's all different colors and that they're not called Swedish fish, they're just called fish. So I thought that was pretty interesting and wanted to share with you guys. I think that's hilarious. I love them, but I go through phases of like really, really loving them and then not wanting them at all. But I do that with most candy, so. I love the comment that said that if it's not chocolate, it's not candy. That's too funny. So I had two, um, two comments that on my podcast I had asked if anybody had any questions or anything, and there were two that came in after I'd filmed the podcast, so I thought that I would answer them here instead. So I had one on Instagram and one on YouTube. The one on Instagram is from Vicky, and she asked, where do I get my shirts with the cute knitting text on them? So these are from Natty. She has a spreadsheet or spreadshirt shop. I think it's spreadshirt shop with all of these definition collection sayings. I have so many of them and I wear them all the time, as you know. I'll link it down below for you. It's also linked in the podcast for today's podcast, because I was wearing this shirt. But I love them so much. She also has crochet ones and they're just so fun. So I'll have that link down below. Go check it out. They're really reasonably priced. I do suggest sizing up for the shirts. I tend to find if you're doing the women's that you're going to want to size up probably. So that's where you can find those, Vicky. And then I had another a question, which was from Scrappy or Chris. I love this question. It's too funny. She asked, what kind of nursing does Brian do? Well, there's several different parts. So Brian is a NICU nurse, which is neonatal intensive care. So it's for the babies that are born premature or have like some kind of defect when they're born or something like that. Most of the babies that he cares for have never left the hospital. Normally they go to pick you if they've like been born and then get RSV or something like that. They come back. So he has all the little itty bitty babies. Our youngest, Grayson, was in the NICU for 10 days. And that's kind of what inspired him to go that route. He was in his final semester of nursing school during that. So it definitely played a big part. And he loves it. And he's really, really good at it, if I do say so myself. So he loves that position and that area. That's actually the only specialty that he has done. While he was in nursing school, he worked on the oncology floor as a CNA, but after getting his RN registered nurse, I can't think of the word, like degree, that's the word, he's always been in NICU, which has been such a blessing. The next part is, does it ever get hard being in close quarters with all your family and animals? And how do you get alone time? I know what you're asking. I get it. It was funny because Brian was like, someone's going to ask that question. And I was like, no, they're not going to ask that question. And I was like, oh, they asked. We get that question a lot. So does it ever get hard? I mean, occasionally, yes. Sometimes it's like, can I please go to the grocery store for 5 minutes just alone? But I think probably every mom feels like that, no matter how big or small the house is. We are used to this and being like just us. So I would say on average it's not hard, but every once in a while it's kind of like, oh my gosh, let me get out of the house. And how to get alone time. It's just like any other house. You just got doors and you got late nights. That's all I can say. But those were the two questions. Oh, and there was also one asking what Brian's NICU shirt says. And I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it says. But my mom made it for him, so it's like, no, that was a different one. What does it say about on that one? I don't know. I'll have to get it out of the dirty clothes and look tomorrow and see. I will try to remember to do that. But I've been bad at remembering to do things recently, so you might have to remind me. We'll see. But oh yeah, I have more advents to open. It's very late, but let's open these. This one is going to be Stephanie's. And, ooh, that one's pretty. I was just thinking today I needed like a blue to go in my blanket. That one is so pretty. This is Hello Stella and Aurora Borealis. Oh, I can definitely see that. Love that. Thank you, Stephanie. And then the other one I have is Lori's. I already pre-opened them, so it would be a little easier. Ooh, I also really like this one. That one's really pretty too. And I think all or almost all of Lori's are Farmer's Daughter, because she had a sock club thing that she was doing, so most of her yarn is from that, which I love this one. Those are really pretty. So thanks for those. And I wanted to say I did put, oh, let me get it out of here. I did put 2 more colors in my blanket. So I used that really pretty green, excuse me, that really pretty green that I got, the gray green from Amber earlier today. I opened it and I used it next because I just was in love with it. And then I also used a pink that has some like yellows in it. And this was Stephanie's from a few days back. I don't remember which day, but I did get those added. So I've moved up my little marker for the next podcast and have added those 2 colors. I worked on that while I was watching the podcast through. And then I also got through the heels of my socks. Let me show you. It did work out exactly the way I wanted it to. I was hoping that like it wouldn't interrupt the striping like throughout the sock. You know, when you do, when you would do like an after or a heel flap and gusset, you know how it kind of makes the stripes a little smaller and not. It kind of did a little weird thing where it's just a little tiny one right here now. But it is what it is. So I'm definitely going to have to do extra stripes because I miscalculated horribly. But that's okay. But this is what I have for the sock right now. I am all on the foot now. And just going to see how it goes. Just work the next few days. This one has a little more than my other one. This one is really, really thin. But I have them both ready. And I did 3 stripes tonight. So I did the green, this pink, and then this darker pink. So I think I've actually done tomorrow's stripe, the 21st, which you're watching, if you're watching when it comes out. So kind of a day ahead. But if I have to do extra stripes, I don't really think it matters. So yeah. So I got those down, which I was very happy about. We'll just see how it goes. It'll work out. It'll be fine. But that's all I got done tonight. I'm still wearing my big old long knee-high socks from yesterday. I really enjoyed wearing them, so I wore them again. That's what I wanted to do. I'll link them down below in case you want to check them out. Wearing these has actually made me want to make another pair of these. And I'm thinking I need to look and see how many grams I used. I should have put that on there, hopefully. If not, I can just weigh them. But I was thinking of possibly doing like a kind of like a Mandy's making type where you use 2 skeins and maybe stripe them with a contrast color for another pair. I think that would be really fun. That could be a really good moving project if I'm not still working on my blanket, because that would be the best moving project. But we'll see. Still no job info yet. I think as long as we maybe get something by the first of the year, that would be good. Look at this hair. Oh my goodness. I know there are a couple places. Aurora, Colorado was another one, which that's where we were a year ago. I think we applied there just because it's close. And Brian's already worked there before, so we might have a little bit of a shoe-in since they liked him and, you know, he was there. And then the other one is back in North Carolina that I think is a possibility. Also somewhere he's worked before. We were there 2 years ago. That's where we got the camper and everything, and sold the tiny. So I don't know. Like, I'm trying not to be picky, or like, it doesn't really matter what I want, but like my thoughts on it is I don't want to go somewhere we've been before. I'd rather go somewhere new. Especially since both of those places like weren't my huge jam. Like Colorado wasn't my favorite, and North Carolina, I mean, is not my favorite either. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those states. I like them both. They're just, I would like to do something different, but maybe that's not what God has in store for us right now. So I'm just trying to go with the flow, see how it's going. But we would appreciate prayers that God's timing is God's timing and that we have patience for that, I suppose. But oh my goodness, I've been talking for almost 15 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm a little chatty today. And I talked for an hour on the podcast, so you'd think that I would not be chatty anymore. But I am. So I think I'm going to wrap up here. And we'll just chat tomorrow. How's that sound? Sounds good. All right, have a good one, guys.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.